the Spanish tradition for board games is growing and growing and growing and growing. Partly because of this company, GenX, that also brought us Target Earth, an absolutely fantastic resource management cooperative game to repel an alien invasion, but we'll talk about that another time. Today, though, we're going to be talking about one of the latest games that they have produced and that they launched at Spiel 2012, the Northwest Passage Adventure. This is a game for 2 to 4 players, and I have no idea what's inside the box. Judging by other past games, I'm expecting fairly good components and fairly good productions, but is the money you have to pay to get your hands on this Spanish game worth it? Let's take a look inside. Welcome to the GMS Magazine unboxing videos. GenX has been that sort of company with ups and downs, you know. They released some games that weren't really all that great, but when they have released a good game, boy, they really have nailed it, really, really have. So I'm really hopeful that behind this shoddy packaging here with the plastic, it's going to be a good game inside. But is the production any good? Usually they don't lack in good production values. They tend to be goody. The cover is quite nice. I like the classical painting sort of look of the whole thing. And probably it's a classical painting, but since I know absolutely nothing about boats or ships or maritime history, I'm not going to venture saying. Sorry. Right inside. Something that GenX has always done, ever since the very, very beginning, is to release all the instruction manuals and all the cards and everything bilingual. It's always been in English and in Spanish. And this is no difference. The small booklet with the rules begins in English. So guess where they want their main market to be? Understandably, more players, more money. Everything seems to be very well referenced, which is very nice. But what I also see here is an awful lot of different symbols. So I wonder if there's going to be some sort of reference card that the players can refer to while they're playing. And that seems to be it. Okay, that's, oh, okay. So the rules are contents, setup, turn order, the actions, setup for a 3-player game, and the symbols, and that's it. Wow. Okay, simple game. Like it. Like it a lot. Tokens. I'm guessing these are going to compose the, they're going to make for, in a minute, the board. There are a lot of them. There's a serious amount of tokens. Lots of them. I'm a bit weary of the quality. Let's take a proper look at them, shall we? Let's take a look at these. And the reason why, because this has a long hexagon. They're not too bad, but they're not great either. They cut out very well, which is good, but you're going to have to be very careful because they are going to be, they're a bit flexible. And although the flexibility is not an issue when you have a double hexagon, they are thick enough. But when you have a 4 hexagon, it can be an issue. So you're going to have to be a little bit careful with that. I wish they had made it a little bit thicker, just a tiny bit thicker. One more layer of paper to get the cardboard, and it would have given a lot more stiffness to the whole thing. They're not laminated, so you have to be careful if you're eating while you're playing. The other thing that surprises me an awful lot is the arrangement. They could have probably saved themselves a lot of money and a lot of cardboard if they had grouped these in a different way. Why not? I have no idea. But hey, so basically this is going to be the board that will be created as you play the game, which is fine. The tokens, I like the simplicity of the illustrations. Okay, the iceberg, it's just a block of ice. It's nothing fancy about it. There's no excessive detail. There is no unnecessary anything, which is great. And that treasure chest in there, it makes pretty obvious to see what it is. The tokens with a little map. Okay, the maps have names, which I cannot possibly read unless I get too close and my head will get in the way of the shot. But fine, don't see why that's there, but that's fine. Again, it's just a little detail, not a big deal, but it's obvious it is a map. And this is a hand with a torch. It could be a little bit simpler to make it a bit more obviously recognizable, but fine. There's nothing intrinsically wrong, or other than why they have, I just don't understand why they have done this like that. Why have they arranged the hexagons? They could have saved themselves a huge amount of money, but fine, it's not my production line. Then we have 4 little chits, probably to track progress. They're just wooden chits, there's nothing to be said about them really. And then the cards. The cards are really thin. The cards are very thin, so they bend pretty much right away. So sleeving them is going to be necessary, sorry to say. Having said that, they're gorgeous. They are seriously beautiful cards, with everything that needs to be seen. So they really are gorgeous. I cannot fault the design. It's just one design, one newspaper with different headlines, different photographs. Lovely. Really lovely details, and in that label there you get all the icons you need to play the game. Very nice. Even if the material is not great, very nice indeed. The portrait of the explorers, which I wonder if they're real historical figures, because we have searched George Back, Frederick Becci, James Clark Ross, Edward Parry, John Franklin. If I'm looking ahead, it's because I'm asking my cameraman if he knows any of these names, but it seems they're not real. They look real enough, all right. So no complaints there. A few blank cards, so you can draw whatever you like on them. And that's it. Nothing else. I'm going to, let's ignore the distribution of the hexagons, because at the end of the day that is not going to impede the game or anything. It just means they have spent money on cardboard that they didn't have to. Nothing to do with me. Although the cards are disappointingly thin, they look fantastic. And since, I wonder if this is the normal size. I'm not sure. Since I always leave my cards anyway, it shouldn't bother me too much. But if you're going to buy this game, and I can see no reason not to really, if he plays well, of course. If you're going to get this game, just leave the cards, otherwise they're going to deteriorate very, very quickly indeed, which is a pity, a real pity. So overall, as usual with GenX games, it could be a little bit better in terms of production, but it's scrappy and it's just good enough to be worth spending some money on it. If naval games are your thing, yeah, you probably want to take a look at this, because it looks lovely enough.